It's almost midnight at a quiet roadside gas station. Overhead lights buzz faintly as a silver car glides into pump number 7. Behind the wheel is an 18-year-old black teen named Derrick, still dressed in his college prep hoodie and clean sneakers, the kind that let you know he takes pride in himself. He steps out slowly, stretching his back after a long night of studying. That shiny Mercedes isn't a gift from anyone, he bought it himself after grinding through school and scholarships, proud of what he's earned. Before we dive into this story, let us know in the comments where you're watching from, we always love hearing from you. As Derrick swipes his card and grabs the pump handle, he has no idea 2 police officers are sitting just a few feet away inside their cruiser, staring at him through the windshield. Their eyes never leave him. In Derrick's world, this is just another late-night fuel stop on his journey to a better future. But from the way those officers slowly open their doors and step out, something doesn't feel right. Derrick lifts the hood of his sweatshirt a little higher as a late breeze drifts through the station. He glances around, soaking in the silence of the night, no friends around, no noise, just the soft humming of streetlights above. This car is more than just a ride to him, it's proof that coming from a rough neighborhood doesn't mean you stay stuck there. His parents passed when he was young, so his older sister Naomi has raised him like a son ever since. She's strict, sharp, and always told him to work twice as hard as everyone else if he wants respect in this world. He keeps her name saved in his phone with a small crown emoji next to it. To him, she's family and hero rolled into one. As he fuels up, he thinks of how proud she'll be to see him drive himself to college next month. The only problem is, he's not alone anymore. Up the lane, that police car hasn't moved even once. Derrick tells himself not to overthink it. Still, as he puts the nozzle back and reaches into his pocket for his wallet, a chill runs down his arms he can't quite explain. Inside the nearby police cruiser, 2 officers sit watching him like hawks. The woman in the driver's seat, Officer Holloway, grips the wheel with thick fingers, her square jaw clenched tight as she studies Derrick's every move. Beside her is Officer Doyle, younger but colder, cracking her knuckles one by one like she's itching for something to happen. Holloway sips her stale coffee and mutters under her breath, "No way that kid owns that car." Doyle smirks, twisting a piece of gum between her teeth as she stares at Derrick's shiny rims. Without rushing, almost like they've done this 100 times before, they step out of the cruiser and start walking toward him. They don't flip their lights on, don't say a word at first, they just approach with slow, confident steps, sharing a look like they already know this is going to be their kind of night. Derrick, still checking his fuel receipt, doesn't see them until the sound of boots crunching on gravel makes him turn his head. And in that 1 second, his heart sinks, because the way they're staring at him isn't routine. It's personal. Derrick straightens his back as they come closer, trying not to show nerves. "Evening, officers," he says calmly, slipping his wallet back into his pocket while keeping his hands visible. Officer Holloway doesn't return the greeting. Instead, she scans him up and down like she's searching for a problem. "You sure this car belongs to you?" she asks, her voice flat but sharp. Derrick nods and hands over his license and registration without hesitation. He's been taught since childhood to stay polite, follow instructions, and never give them a reason to feel threatened. Doyle circles his car slowly, peeking inside the windows as if she expects stolen goods to jump out. Holloway holds his papers but doesn't bother to look at them. "Where'd you get the money for a ride like this?" she prods. Derrick keeps his tone even. "Scholarships. I'll be starting college next month." He tries a small smile, but it's clear it doesn't change anything. The air grows heavy. Instead of relaxing, Holloway steps closer, almost chest to chest, testing his space. Derrick can feel his phone buzzing in his pocket, a message he sent to his sister is still sending, spinning with no signal bar. His eyes flick between their badges and their hands. Something tells him this isn't just a routine stop. Officer Doyle suddenly steps in between Derrick and his car door, moving so close their shoulders nearly touch. Derrick flinches back out of instinct. In that exact moment, Doyle gasps loudly and stumbles away, clutching her arm like she's hurt. "He touched me," she shouts, her voice ringing through the quiet station. Derrick freezes, eyes wide with shock. What? No, I didn't, he tries to explain, but Holloway is already grabbing his arm, twisting it behind his back. Hands behind your head, she snarls. The force makes Derrick bend forward. Panic floods his chest. I didn't touch anyone, he blurts, but his words are swallowed by their yelling. Doyle pretends to be shaken, pointing at him like he's dangerous. Holloway shoves him against the car, pinning him while yanking a pair of cold steel handcuffs from her belt. Derrick catches a glimpse of the station window, a paper sign taped there reads, "Cameras out of order." His heart sinks. This is bad. Really bad. As Doyle reaches for her radio, Derrick feels the phone still recording in his hoodie pocket. He keeps quiet, praying it stays hidden. Just across the lot, unseen by any of them, an old janitor inside a rusty truck watches everything without blinking. Handcuffed and shaken, Derrick is forced into the back of the police cruiser, his cheek pressed against the cold window as they speed down a dark stretch of highway. His wrists burn from the cuffs, and his stomach twists with dread. Holloway and Doyle sit in the front, speaking in low tones he can't make out, occasionally laughing like they've already written the ending to this story. When they pull up to the small-town station, bright red and blue lights reflect off the wet pavement. Derrick is yanked from the car and marched down a silent hallway. The walls are gray, the floor smells like bleach. They push him into a bare holding cell, just a metal bench and a locked door. As the door slams shut, Doyle smirks through the window slot. Good luck explaining that assault to the judge, she says. Alone now, Derrick's breathing grows shallow. He reaches his cuffed hands down just enough to feel if his phone is still in his hoodie pocket. It's there. The recording light still blinking softly. He whispers, "Please, Naomi, check your phone," hoping his earlier message reached her. But with every minute that passes in the dim light, hope feels like it's slipping away. Several hours crawl by. Derrick doesn't sleep, he just sits hunched on the bench, staring at the little barred window, replaying everything in his mind. His eyes are raw from trying not to cry. Just when he thinks the world has forgotten him, heavy steps echo outside the cell. Keys jingle. The lock clanks. The door swings open. There, standing tall in a dark blue suit with fire in her eyes, is Naomi. Her hair is pulled back tight, and her voice is colder than he's ever heard it. "Derrick," she says, stepping forward. Behind her are two men in suits and several ranking police officials looking tense. The moment Holloway and Doyle spot her in the hallway, their smug faces twist into surprise, then fear. It hits them hard. This isn't just any sister. She's the mayor. Naomi doesn't even glance at the officers. Her focus is on Derrick's bruised face and torn hoodie. "Are you okay?" she asks softly, her voice shaking with controlled rage. Derrick nods slowly, relief filling his chest. Naomi turns to the officials behind her and speaks just loud enough for everyone to hear, "I want every detail of what happened to my brother, right now." Holloway tries to jump in first, speaking quickly, claiming Derrick got aggressive and touched Officer Doyle. Doyle nods and fakes a tremble like she's still scared. Naomi watches silently, letting them finish their act. Then she pulls Derrick's phone from an evidence bag and hands it to the district attorney standing beside her. "Play the recording," she says. The hallway goes quiet. Soon Derrick's voice echoes through the speakers, calm at first, then panicked, the sound of Doyle yelling falsely, Holloway cursing, the thud of Derrick hitting the ground. Every brutal word is heard. Holloway's face goes pale. Doyle grips the wall to steady herself. Naomi crosses her arms, eyes sharp. "That was my brother recording with his phone," she says, voice steady. "And we also have dash cam video from a witness parked nearby." Officers down the hallway begin whispering as tension crackles. The chief of internal affairs steps forward, removing Holloway's badge without a word. Another officer pulls Doyle's hands behind her and starts to cuff her. Derrick watches in stunned silence as the same officers who hurt him are now being led away. Naomi finally turns to him, her eyes softer again. "You're safe now. We're going to make this right." Months later, the courtroom is packed to the edges, not with reporters shouting questions, but with cafeteria workers, tired nurses, factory staff, and school teachers who came to support Derrick. Naomi sits next to him at the front, dressed in a plain but sharp suit, not as a mayor today, but as a sister. Across the aisle, Holloway and Doyle sit with their lawyers, eyes hollow, no uniforms, hands fidgeting nervously. The prosecutor steps forward, simple and direct, letting the evidence speak for itself. Derrick's phone recording and the janitor's dashcam footage play back to back. The room grows still as everyone listens to Doyle's lie, Holloway's threats, and Derrick's cries for help. Holloway shifts uncomfortably. Doyle's shoulders slump as she avoids eye contact with the jury. When the verdict finally comes, guilty on all counts, a quiet wave of relief moves through the room. No cheers, no celebration, just long, slow exhales. Derrick sits straighter. For the first time since that night, he believes life might move forward again. Naomi squeezes his hand. The judge bangs the gavel, and as the officers are led away in cuffs, Derrick watches them disappear down the same hallway he once feared he wouldn't return from. Weeks after the trial, Derrick stands beside Naomi in a bright city hall room as cameras flash and reporters jot down notes quietly. His cheek is healed, though a light scar remains, a reminder of all he went through. Naomi signs a new law named after him, the Derrick Brooks Act. From now on, every officer in their city must wear a working body camera, and no one can turn it off during an interaction. There will also be a new civilian group to watch over police misconduct, made up of everyday people who know right from wrong. Derrick doesn't want praise, but he knows this will save lives. When Naomi hands him their late father's old police badge, worn but clean, he feels a tear slip down his cheek. "You changed the system," she whispers. He nods, closing his fingers around the badge tightly. As they walk out of the building together, hand in hand, the sun hits his face. For the first time in a long while, it feels warm, not just on his skin, but deep inside. Even in the darkest moments, Derrick's story proves that courage and truth can change everything. If this video touched your heart, hit the like button and share it with someone who believes in justice. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss more powerful real-life stories that speak up for what's right.